Hello. How you doing?
Yeah, good, you?
Not bad, mate. Not bad, mate. Yeah, this is the first time we are recording from separate locations. So see how it goes with the whole lockdown situation.
I suppose it helps us with the social distancing and all that sort of stuff, doesn't it? It's weird not being next to you, though.
It's quite weird because I can hear you talking in my ear, but I can't see you. It's weird.
Yeah.
So what is this, episode 7? Yeah. No. Yeah, episode 7.
Episode 7. So yeah, it's flying.
Almost hit a magic round number of 10.
Yep. How you finding isolation anyway?
How I find isolation? Isolation, just boring. Just fucking boring, honestly. I've never watched so many films in all my life and played so many games in all my life. I never thought I'd say it. I've actually got bored of playing games. Like, I just want to go out. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
How about you?
I haven't done a lot, actually. Part of me really wants to start exercising in the flat. But the only exercise I'm doing is with my left hand.
In your jaw?
Or, just jaw, chewing.
That's what I was going to say. I don't think I've ever eaten so much in all my life. I'm just constantly walking to the fridge.
Well, I'm not eating a lot, but when I eat, I just get fed up of eating.
I don't think I can ever get fed up of eating, but I know what you mean.
I think I get fed up of eating because then I have to wash it up. And I feel like the only thing I feel like I'm doing constantly, all the time, is just washing up. And it's just nightmare.
Is it just me, or is like washing up magically appearing in the bowl as well? Like every time I wash it, like I leave the room, when I go back, and then the bowl's full again.
Well, I'm a keen. I've always eaten cereal, right, constantly, even since childhood, right. And the problem with that is because I eat a lot of it, right. If you leave it overnight, suddenly you need a fucking pickaxe because you can't get off the side of the bowl. It's just like so solid. It's like, yeah, oh man, it's just. I know it's such a small first world problem getting cereal off the side of your bowl, but Christ, man, I can't do any more washing up. It's doing me head in.
I've always found the best thing to do is to like soak it in water. How are we talking about this? Jesus Christ! But yeah, so I get in warm soaking water and I end up leaving it there for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Episode 7, yeah. See you later.
And that's episode 7, everyone. Thanks for that. That's
you know.
Any tips on washing up? Come to us.
So, you wanted to do a quick update on the whole. I know we spoke about it, but you wanted to do a little update on the COVID situation, didn't you, as well?
That's right, yeah. So, obviously, we started this back when the coronavirus was sort of kicking off, and we've tried to stay true to the podcast with the topics we've chosen, but obviously in the background there's been this eluded, and this sort of massive world event happening. So aside from this podcast, we're doing a little bit of an update on YouTube. It's just like a 10-minute COVID-19 chit chat, I suppose. Chit.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like a. So yeah, just to sort of avoid clashing with this podcast, we've decided to talk about it separately because we want to keep a bit of a time capsule for it.
Yeah.
So listeners, if you're into that and you want to be updated on the thoughts of Sam and Tom on the COVID-19 situation, go over to YouTube and listen to that.
Look forward to it.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, nice one. So, as well as the old COVID-19 joyful situation, I thought we'd talk about, the thing that we enjoy the most now that we're stuck inside. I thought we could have a chat about our favourite movies, and not only our favourite movies, but our least favourite movies. So movies that you want to erase from history as well. So I asked you to come up with a list, didn't I, of your 3 favourite films. So
Yep.
Let's see your first one. Take it away.
So, as I said to you before, this was probably one of the most difficult questions you've ever asked me. Like, I've got a lot of movies that I love, okay? And honestly, like, there are moments in movies that are just amazing to me, right? So, when I was coming up with my list, I was thinking of, right, what are movies which, one, I love, but also that are good all the way through? Like, not just at moments where I love them, but like the whole film, right? So I sort of gave myself a bit of a, I don't know, my own sort of checklist as to is it a movie in a category which I'd consider to be amazing.
Are these in order?
No. So these are just 3 of equal value, really.
Yeah. Okay, nice.
Right.
Same as me.
And it's all personal, my personal opinion. So these are things which have stuck with me. All right.
Let's see your first one then.
So first one is an animated film called The Prince of Egypt.
Oh, okay. I remember that.
It's made by DreamWorks, so it's not a Disney film. I grew up with this film as a kid, right? Me and my brother watched it consistently, constantly. Like, the music's amazing, the story's amazing. It's like based in Egypt, so you know me, mate. I love my mythology. I love my sort of ancient history. Honestly, mate, I cannot explain to you just how good this movie was for me. Like, and even towards the end, right, when Ramesses, because it's based on the Bible from Moses and the 10 Commandments and stuff. Honestly, mate, there are moments in it I'm just like, even today as a like an adult, I still get tingles from it. I'm just like, this is such a good film.
When was the last time you watched it?
Not too long ago, about probably less than 4 or 5 months ago. But there's a moment where Ramesses, who's like the king of Egypt at the time, the pharaoh, he sort of rides down this hill on chariots with his entire army to try and slaughter the Hebrews. And yeah, like I said, Moses parts the sea for them to escape, and it's like God comes down. It's like, oh, it's such a good film. Like, I'm not religious anyway, but this film is up there. So, in no particular order, Prince of Egypt.
Classic cinema.
Yeah, mate. Honestly, I love it.
Do you want to do all 3 of yours, or should I number one and then go back and forth?
Yeah, let's do vice versa.
Okay, all right. So again, like you said, it was really hard to get. And there's so many films that I love, so it was hard to find 3 that were standouts. But I tried to do a similar thing to you. I've tried to come up with 3 films that were equal in terms of how much I love them, but also I've tried to come up with 3 films that are quite different to each other as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So my first one is a film that I didn't actually want to see. I thought it was going to be absolutely shit. And I went to the cinema and I was blown away. I'm not exaggerating. It's one of my favourite films of all time. And that is Whiplash.
Yeah, I literally watched this the other day. It's such a good film.
So good. J.K. Simmons and Miles Teller in that film are amazing. And I've tried to explain it to people. Like, if they ask what it's about, I say, oh, it's about a bloke who's trying to become the best drummer in the world, basically. And I mean, I love music. I don't play any instruments, so when you hear someone describe the film like that, it sounds shit. But when you're watching, like, the sheer pressure and turmoil this bloke is going through, working for this insane music coach, it's so good. I think they are both phenomenal in that film.
So I'll tell you a little fact about that film, right? It was filmed in 19 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Did not know that.
I love, honestly, that there are like the whole film. That I completely agree with you, by the way. That film, when I was watching it, gave me like constant anxiety.
It's a hard watch.
Yeah,
but it's so good. And literally at that bit right at the end when they're on the stage and he's trying to embarrass him, and then all of a sudden he realises, oh shit, like, this is insane what he's doing, and then he starts working with him at the end, like conducting him. It's so good. It's such a good film. So I sat with Vanessa and she didn't want to watch it. She's like, oh, I don't want to watch that, it sounds crap. And we watched it and she said, I actually really enjoyed that. It's actually really good. So give it a chance. If you haven't seen Whiplash, watch it. Alright, go on then. What's your second one?
That's a good choice. So I don't know whether you consider this to be a bit of a cheat, right? But the next film, I couldn't pick.
Lord of the Rings.
Okay, between which of these was in there, but I just know one of them is in my top 3. Okay, honestly, I couldn't pick. Like, this is just okay. So this is how good they are. Okay, between each of the films, all 3, right? I couldn't pick which one to put in my top 3 because equally they have moments in which absolutely, not just the moments either, but the whole way through the film. I mean, you're a fan as well, so I'm like, these films are fucking epic. They're fucking epic. Like I
completely agree. Completely agree.
In terms of spectacle, storytelling, fantasy. It's ticking every single box, right? It's fucking quality, right? Lord of the Rings.
I was going to put Lord of the Rings in my 3, but I didn't know which one to put. I think if I was hard pressed, the order for me goes 2, 1, 3. I mean, they're all incredible, like.
Man, that's a tough question.
But I would say Two Towers is the best. Fellowship is close, and Return of the King is still phenomenal, but I just think it ranks the lowest out of the 3. But they're all still 5 stars, like, they're incredible.
2 on 3. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, there are moments in all 3 which just absolutely, like...
If you had to pick one, then. If you had to pick one.
I mean, I can't go into it because I'll just end up getting really, really soggy pants. But,
you have to.
If I had to pick one, I have to.
If your life depended on it.
Oh, man, I can't. I have to pick one of these 3 films. Fuck. It could be a long time before I answer this question. Oh, I don't know. I think it'd have to be number 1.
Yeah, number 1 is so good. So I watched The Fellowship of the Rings actually 2 days ago, and while I was watching it, I was thinking, this is incredible. Like, for something that's 20 years old to still look this good, this is insane. It's 20 years old nearly, you know that? I think it's 2002, the first one. It's crazy.
It's by far so much better than The Hobbit. It smashes The Hobbit. It smashes.
Yeah, I don't like the Hobbit trilogy.
The only bit I liked was with Smaug, and all that. That's the only bit I liked.
Yeah, and I quite like the dwarves singing and stuff, but yeah, the Hobbit. I think they focused a bit too much on the comedy with that.
Yeah, you're right.
It was still good. Like, the Hobbit is still good films. It's just that they don't quite hit the mark that the Lord of the Rings trilogy do.
No, not at all.
So I went off on a tangent then. They're very passionate about the old Lord of the Rings, aren't we?
Yeah, we love it, don't we?
Our listeners are probably getting fucking sick of it.
Next episode, Lord of the Rings.
Is this a Lord of the Rings podcast?
Right, you're number 2.
Sorry. Right, my number 2. So, as you know, I love my horror films. So I thought I've got to get a horror film in my top list. And
mate, hold on.
Go have a guess. Go on.
Signs.
No.
Okay, sorry.
The Shining, mate.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The Shining, because I think if I had to pick my favourite actor of all time, it's got to be Jack Nicholson, solely for his performance in The Shining. Like, I sound like some kind of movie critic. Like, who gives a shit about my opinion? Sorry, no, but The Shining, seriously, I think it's the most perfect horror film I've ever seen. I think.
I do often wonder that if the wife was as fucked up as he was.
She did my head in.
No, yeah, she's a bit like scatty.
Yeah, she is scatty, but honestly, it makes me speechless. He's so good in that. It's a film that grips me from the very beginning, and I'm a massive Stephen King fan as well, and I've read the books, right? And Stephen King, he hated The Shining. He absolutely hates it. He hated it so much, he commissioned a crew to film a mini-series. There's actually another Shining film that he directed himself with a TV crew, because he was that pissed off with the Shining film that had been released. He hated it that much.
Really?
Yeah, and as someone that's read the book and seen The Shining, right, I genuinely, as much as I love the book, I think the film's so much better. The film just captures it so well, and just that scene where he's typing, you've seen the film, haven't you?
Yeah.
Where she walks in on him in the Great Big Lounge and
hundreds of pages.
And she sees what he's been writing. She thinks he's been writing his book, and he's just been writing all work and no play, make thingy bob a dull boy, like millions and millions of times on these bits of paper.
Yeah.
There's not one fault in that. I can't find one fault. The soundtrack, the atmosphere, the ambience, the acting, the script, it's perfect. Even the location. Like, I love so many horror films, but that is my number 2. Yeah.
So that's your number 2. Yeah, I can see why you'd like that.
Go on, and let's hear your final one. Go on. So
this was a tough choice, this last one, because the first 2 were quite clear cut. They mean a lot to me. So it's a toss up, right? again, like I've got a list of like honourable mentions at the end of this anyway, of things like, oh, this one's good, but in terms of overall movies, I've gone for Children of Men.
Children of Men, okay.
And it's because I've never seen a film filmed the way this one is. It's like, it's really weird. It's like it's like, you know, this 1917 film that came out recently was like one shot type thing, and it was given loads of praise for. That sort of thing happens in this movie, where like they're trying to run off in a car in one particular scene, and in the background these people are genuinely running towards him across a field, and it's just like that sort of thing. And it's just like, if you haven't seen it, it's like quite a weird niche film. It's not very like out there in terms of name or anything, but it's got Clive Owen in it, and it's basically about humanity can't produce any more kids. So genetically, like, women can't give birth, and men's sperm counts got so low that they can't produce kids. And as a result, people become very famous because they're young. And it's a really good way of seeing humanity at the very back end of like dying off. And like they find a woman who basically gives birth, and they have to protect the kid. But the way it's filmed, and it's just like there's no like shying away from the violence either. It's like I just think some of the scenes in it are just, when I watched it I was like, this is a fucking good film. Like, this is like, I remember it because, and why it makes this list as well is because it's from start to finish. There's not one bit which took me out. Like, genuinely, it's just a really weird futuristic film, not set in the too distant future, so it's quite relatable as well. But yeah, for me, mate, Children of Men is up there. I'll take it with me.
It is, yeah. It's a good film. It's a really good film. I'm quite surprised by that, actually, because I thought you were going to say Zulu, because I know that's one of your favourite films as well.
Yeah. So I've got that in like an honourable mentions type thing.
Okay, all right, fair enough. We'll come to that then. But yeah, Children of Men. Yeah, that is good. It's a good film.
Funny enough, the woman who plays Miss Trunchbull's in it as well. And there's I don't know the actor's name, but the black guy who's in 12 Years a Slave.
It's got Michael Caine in it as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Michael Caine's in it. He's a weed dealer. Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that, actually.
Strawberry Cough. And it's the flavour weed.
I've remembered who his partner was. It's Julianne Moore. I forgot
the
about
woman.
her.
Yeah.
I forgot she was in it.
But it's a really good film. It's a really good film.
It is good. That is a good one. My final one. So, like you said, I've got a few honourable mentions, and this was really tough because we were only allowed 3. And my last one is so cliche, but I don't care. Like, I have to say it. It's probably in most people's top film lists of all time, and it's Pulp Fiction. I'm sure you know I was going to say that.
Mate,
such a cliche film because everyone loves it. But do you know what? I must have seen that film 20 times, and I never get bored of it. Like, you look at the cast, like Uma Thurman, Bruce Willis, John Travolta. You know, it's
Sam Jackson.
It's such a good film. The story, the script is just, it has you in stitches, but it's also got you on the edge of your seat as well. It's just such a well-told story. Like, Tarantino is like, he's a legend in terms of like directing the films. Like, I've not seen one bad film that he's done.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with you. He's probably one of my favourite directors in terms of like filmmaking.
Such a good film. Even the soundtrack. I've got the soundtrack on Spotify. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
There's not one bad part of that film. So yes, mate, Pulp Fiction. So you said you had a few honourable mentions as well.
Yeah. So I took this question like proper serious, right? So I was like, okay. So I started making a list of things which this is just off the cuff for me personally, right? So obviously the end of Zulu. Zulu's again an amazing film, right?
Yeah.
And towards the end of it, they battle with the voices. They sing the Men of Harlech, which is like a Welsh traditional Welsh song. Sorry, it's a bit hard to say that. It's that it gets to me like every time. I'm just like, go on, boys, because it's British as well. GoldenEye, James Bond. The end of Captain Phillips when he's like struggling. I've got the bar scene from Inglourious Bastards.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So Dry Whiskey, all that. Django Unchained, where he's in the Brumhilda.
That's on my special mentions.
Yeah. I've got the Battle of Fates with Yoda and Darth Sidious. Nice. That's a good scene.
It is.
And I've just put in here like, just because it's like the best. So if this was a TV show question, I'd be saying completely different answers, obviously. But for me, the best 20 minutes of TV I've ever seen in my life, literally, and this is no joke, probably that I've ever seen in my life, is the beginning of Game of Thrones season 6 episode 10, when the sceptred Baelor blows up and the music's quite ambient and they're getting dressed and stuff, and it's like I can't explain to you, mate. When I watched that, I remember exactly what I was doing, where I was just like, it's by far the best 20 minutes of TV I've ever seen in my life.
So definitely at its peak then, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I really struggled to pick that third film, but I just thought in the end I had to pick Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
So a few of my special mentions, I got The Thing.
Yeah.
Another amazing horror movie. So the original, by the way, not the remake. You got No Country for Old Men.
That's a good film.
I got Django, Goodfellas, Training Day, which is incredible as well. American History X.
That's got your dad in it?
Kill Bill. Yeah. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest as well. That's another Jack Nicholson film. Absolutely incredible. Taxi Driver, Nightcrawler. There's quite a few cliche ones there. Lord of the Rings, of course. But I could go on forever.
Yeah. No, honestly, films are... This is the good thing about having favourite films, because they're all subjective. You know.
Exactly.
Glad
So, talking about favourite films, what's your worst film? What's the worst film you've ever seen?
So, obviously, I know of the really bad ones, like Sharknado and fucking Piranha 3DD and
The Room
and Birdemic, or whatever they call it, and
Paranormal Activity 12.
Yeah, so I know of all the cliche ones, but in terms of really shit films that weren't meant to be shit, right? They were meant to be serious films. I've got 3 down here, and I think they are fucking shit. All right. So the first one I've got on here is John Carter.
Yeah, I didn't like that. That was pretty shit. I fell asleep during that.
Do you know
Christmas.
what, right? That's the exact reason it's on this list. It's because I've never fallen asleep in a film at the cinema, ever. But I'll tell you what, went with my ex-missus, sat there, 10 minutes in, and all of a sudden, I was at the end. Right? I'd woken up, I was in the same position the entire film, and I remember my girlfriend at the time turned around and goes, "That was good," and I was like, yeah, it was alright, wasn't it? Yeah. And honestly, mate, I was just like, it took me 10 minutes to fall asleep. It was that shit. I was like, this is just... I've never fallen asleep in a film in my life, but that one, even though technically I suppose I haven't seen it, but it's absolute shit, so take my word for it. I watched one with... What's his not fucking... I was going to say David Goggins then for some reason. With, what is the bloke? Oh, fucking Ryan Gosling, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
And,
is this Only God Forgives?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
It's shit. It's fucking shit.
Yeah. Have you seen Drive?
Yeah.
So Drive's incredible. They released that not as a sequel to Drive, but as like a follow-up. Oh, this is what else we can do. That film is trash.
It's honestly, like there's a scene in it where this bloke's getting tortured.
Yeah, I remember.
And he gets like pencils through the eyeballs and his hands and stuff. And all I could think about was like, I can't wait. Like that's how I felt watching the film. Like I was that bloke.
It cuts to that like Korean bloke singing in a karaoke bar, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I was like,
it's like he's like a policeman karaoke fucking. I was just like, this is shit.
Any other contenders?
Last one on here again, which I'm ashamed to say it's got British actors in it because it is fucking shit. Is Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy?
Really? I like that.
Right. I walked in there, expected the best the British can give, and I was just like, I thought it was
It's the one
terrible.
with Tom Hardy and Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman, it's got Colin Firth, it's got Benedict Cumberbatch in it.
Really? You didn't like it?
I thought it was just garbage. I thought
it's a very slow going film. You definitely have to dedicate yourself to that one.
There's a bit at the end where like they find out who like the mole is or whatever it is, and he's standing outside the garden, and this guy, I can't remember his name, he's a good actor though, shoots this guy through the head right at the end. And honestly, I was this close to being like, thank fuck, like because it's like towards the end of the film. I was like, thank God we're finished. So, yeah, terrible.
It's okay. It's just hard. It's just hard to watch because it's heavy going. I wouldn't say I really liked it. I didn't hate it. I just struggled with it because it's such a heavy going film.
Yeah.
Alright, so my first one is one I watched quite recently. So up until this Corona business started, obviously, I was going to the cinema quite regularly. So we used to go, once or twice a week. And I'm not a big fan of musicals. I really don't like musicals. They wind me up because I wish people would just talk instead of sing. Like, say your words, stop singing them. Anyway, there's a few exceptions to that, like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang in Grease and stuff. Anyway,
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins, of course, yeah. One of the musicals I loved as a kid was Cats, right? I saw it loads as a kid. I must have been to the West End to say that, like 4 or 5 times with my mum and dad. Right, growing up as a kid. And when I saw they were doing a Cats movie last year, and I saw the trailer, like, I was terrified. Have you seen that trailer?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, it's like something straight out of like a nightmare. Like, it's like a bad trip. They're terrifying. Right, that was the trailer. I thought there's no way the finished product can be that bad. And lo and behold, the film gets released. The reception is terrible. Like, it's got like 3 out of 10 on IMDb. And anyway, Vanessa really wanted to go and see it, so I tried to warn her off, but she booked it, and we went to see it. Started out packed cinema, Friday night, full of people. I'm not making this up. By the time the film had finished, there was probably 10 of us left. 8 or 10 people left in the cinema. Like, every 10 minutes, people, groups, like families, were just getting up out of their seats and walking out. Like, I've not watched a film that bad ever. Like, it sounds like I'm exaggerating. Look at the reviews online. How some of these people, like Ian McKellen's in this, Gandalf himself is in this film, right?
No makeup.
He should be, he should be ashamed. It's so bad. I really hate James Corden, right? I dislike him so much. I didn't think it'd be possible to hate him even more after watching this film, and genuinely, like,
oh my God,
I want him to just drop dead. I can't say that, it's horrible.
Oh, he must have been wolf fat.
Yeah, but he's so bad.
Fat cat.
Honestly, the film's terrible. It's just pure trash. Idris Elba's in it. It's got Luther. The film's got Luther. Idris Elba. Luther himself is in this as a baddie.
Oh,
and the only bad thing he does is he hisses at a couple of people and sings a song that sounds slightly menacing. And he's the villain.
He's the villain?
He's the villain, and all he does is hiss at someone and then sing a nasty song. It's got Judi Dench. It's got Dame Judi Dench in this film. The cast
probably didn't need all the facial hair.
The cast is like next level, but it's such a bad film. That had to be my number one worst. So I want to erase that from existence.
I'll tell you a funny story, right? So when I was growing up, I took my very first girlfriend from school to cinema.
I remember this story.
And we was watching some animated cartoon about polar bears. I don't know what the fuck it was called, right? And they used to have something called the love seats, right? And obviously, as you do when you're a kid, growing up, things start happening, don't they, right? So, getting touched up, and I'm getting all very excited anyway, right? And I was next to a mate from school at the time, right? And I tried to cover up so much the fact that she was grabbing my penis, right? With my Lonsdale, I remember now, bright Lonsdale jacket. I was like, oh, this is so fucking awkward. I'm getting, but I feel sorry for her because I tell you what, she must have had an arm of steel. She was pumping away the whole film, right? Oh my God! It's like, but the thing is, right? Like, I don't even know if I should say this or not, right?
I'm sure the viewers are loving this. The listeners are loving this. I'm sure. Yeah.
I was gonna say I shouldn't even really say this, but I can't tell you off the top of my head whether I'd showered or not. So, so it wasn't great, mate. It wasn't great. And like I said, nothing happened. I didn't. I was just like, oh my. But yeah, that never happened ever again after that. I'm so glad. That was like it wasn't the best first experience in a cinema with a girlfriend, I have to admit.
What film was that?
I couldn't tell you. It was about 2 polar bears. It was a cartoon.
Huh. I'll take that on the list. Moving on.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell. Quiz time.
Alright, so...
We've each got 3 films prepared. Sorry, 5 films prepared. 5 films prepared. And we're going to name 3 actors from the film, and the other person's got to guess what the film is. And then until they give up or something, we'll figure out the...
Yeah.
We'll figure out the rules as we go along. But, did you want to start?
Yeah, we're trying a new game.
New game.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, so I'll start. You ready?
Hit me.
Guess the film. Right, so... Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Ian McKellen. Hugh Jackman.
Patrick Stewart.
Ian McKellen. Hugh Jackman.
Oh, X-Men.
Ching. Yeah, correct.
I thought you were going to ask me which one then. I can
No,
all if you
X-Men's
want,
fine.
I was thinking about it. I was like, hold on a minute. Yeah, X-Men.
All right.
Because you got Magneto,
1-0
Wolverine, and Xavier. There you go.
And retard. Sorry, yeah. Is it my... Shall I just go through mine and then you do yours? Alright, okay. Orlando Bloom. Keira Knightley. Johnny Depp.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Correct. Right, okay. Christoph Waltz.
Yeah.
Sam Jackson.
I've got this film for you. This is Django.
Django. Right.
I'm going to have to change that one. It's alright. I've got a backup. That's fine.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I've done 6. Sorry, I've got 6.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, sorry, we'll do 6. Yeah. All right. Okay. Natalie Portman. Sam Jackson. Liam Neeson. Natalie Portman. Liam Neeson. Sam Jackson.
That's a tough one, that is. Natalie Portman.
Liam Neeson. Sam Jackson.
I don't know, mate. I'm trying to think what Liam Neeson's in. Certainly ain't Taken.
Taken 1, 2, 3 and 5.
It's not Unstoppable. Is it Unstoppable? No.
Oh, is that your guess?
Non-stop.
What's your guess? Non-stop bullshit. No, what's the action? What's your answer? What's your answer?
I don't know, mate. I don't know this one. I feel like a bit of an idiot here. Natalie Portman. I don't know, mate. I'll give up on this one. What was it?
This is Star Wars Episode 1.
Oh, of course, bloody Qui-Gon Jinn, isn't he?
Qui-Gon Jinn, Queen Amidala, Mace Windu.
Yeah, no, well done, mate. Yeah, that's a good one, that is. That's a good one.
Right.
Yeah, well
okay.
done. Got me there.
Now this one, I don't know whether you get it because you may not have watched it, okay, but I'm going to take a risk, and if you don't get it, I've got a sick one for you, okay? Right. Scene Bean, Pierce Brosnan, Judi Dench, Sean Bean, The North, Pierce Brosnan,
Judi
Dench.
Fucking hell, I'm trying to blank here. Sean Bean.
I'd say it's this one you might. It's a bit. This one's quite difficult. I'd say if you haven't watched the film. It's a. If you get the brand, I'll give you that. Pierce Brosnan, Sean Bean, Judi Dench.
Is it like a spy film?
Is it like a spy film? Pierce Brosnan.
Is it?
Scene Bean.
Isn't it James? Is it GoldenEye?
Correct.
No, it is, isn't it? I remember seeing that with my granddad as a kid.
Yes. My God. Jesus Christ. That's such a good movie. It's the best. It is the number 1 James Bond film in my opinion. Sean Bean at his best is Alec Trevelyan, 006.
He always gets killed off.
He's got like I think second highest deaths as a actor.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. The other thing that swung it was Judi Dench.
Right, last one.
Okay. All right. What's the last one then?
Last one, okay. Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson.
Oh, there's Departed.
Perfect. You achieved a grand score of 5 out of 6. Mate, you did well.
Okay, fair enough. All right, 5 out of 6. 5 out of 6 is a score to beat, mate. Can you do it? That's the question. Right, so I am going to have to remove Django from mine because
No.
but I've got a backup. So I've got...
I can't believe you got GoldenEye. You know that. I can't believe you got GoldenEye.
Alright, okay, right. So the first one, Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, Gwyneth Paltrow.
I don't know who Gwyneth Paltrow is, but I'm going to say 7.
It is 7, mate. 1 for 1.
Who's Gwyneth Paltrow?
Gwyneth Paltrow. She is in, Avengers. She's Tony Stark's wife.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh, yeah, okay. Good for you didn't say Kevin Spacey.
Bloody hell. Yeah, Kevin Spacey. Yeah, I thought I'd leave him out of that, being a, creep. I thought I'd leave him out of that.
Fucking, yeah.
Anyway, 1 for 1, mate.
Number 7.
Start off easy. Number 2. Mads Mikkelsen, Tilda Swinton, Benedict Cumberbatch.
I don't know the first 2 people. Who the fuck they
Mads
are?
Mikkelsen, you know who Mads Mikkelsen is. And
I don't know who the fuck
big
he
Lord of the
is.
Rings fan, you should know who Tilda Swinton is. Tilda Swinton is, in the first one when he goes to the woods, and you think she's going to steal the coin,
Yeah.
and then she ends up helping him.
Yeah.
That's Tilda Swinton.
Benedict Cumberbatch. And who's the first person you said?
Mads Mikkelsen. You know who Mads Mikkelsen is. Come on.
Who's that? I don't know who that is.
He played a villain in Casino Royale, Le Chiffre.
Those 3 in a film?
Mm.
Fucking hell. Have I seen this film?
I would hope so. I think you have, yeah. I would hope you've definitely seen it.
Benedict Cumberbatch, that bloke, Lashif, and the woman, the elf. Oh, mate, I don't think I've ever seen them in a film together.
That's what I thought, and then I realised about the Judi Dench, and then I clocked it. I'll give you a clue.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Mads Mikkelsen
Benedict Cumberbatch
is a villain.
Oh wait, I haven't seen the film, but I know he's in that fucking decoding World War II
it's
one.
Not that. It's not the Enigma Machine.
I think. Oh right, I'm trying to think of other Benedict
Give you a
Cumberbatch
clue. One
films.
last clue. He's got a goatee in the film. Massive clue. He's got a goatee.
Right, okay, yeah, I know exactly what this film is. But,
What is it in?
okay. It's Doctor Strange.
It is.
But, I'm convinced, mate, I might be wrong. Is that woman in it the same person as Lord of the Rings? You're talking about the bald woman, the Master.
Yeah.
It's not it's a different person.
Is it?
Yeah. They're not the same person.
They're not?
No.
Fucking hell, I don't know that from
The
them.
2 women... No, that's alright.
You sure?
100%, yeah.
Who the fuck plays... Who's she then?
Just some bald cunt. I don't know.
now.
It's not the same woman.
I must have made that then. Sorry for the bad clue, but she's
No,
in
it's
this. She is in this though.
Fair enough, right. Doctor Strange, go.
Alright, so 2 for 2. Okay, now the third one was Django, but you've seen that. So
Yeah.
I thought I'd change it. Mate, to a good one.
Alright.
So, first actor is Mila Kunis. Actress, I should say. Mila Kunis. Second actor is Gary Oldman. And the third, I think, is going to give it away. The third is Mr. Denzel Washington.
Fuck, I don't know who the fuck... I'm fucking shit at this. Gary Oldman. Denzel Washington. Mila Kunis as well, she's alright, she's a good looking
Yes.
girl.
He is, mate.
Shut up, Meg. No, it's like, Mila Kunis, Denzel Washington. Book of Eli.
It is, mate. Well done. Book of Eli. 3 for 3. Alright. Number 4. Jonah Hill. Matthew McConaughey. Margot Robbie.
I don't know who they are. Fuck, I'm shit at this. Who's Matthew McConaughey then? Who's he?
Alright.
Oh man, I'm so sorry. I don't know who these fucking people are.
Matthew McConaughey is well famous. He's in what's it called? The Dallas Buyers Club. He's in that.
Matthew McConaughey. Is he the guy in Interstellar?
Yes. Yeah.
Right, okay. And who were the other two said?
Jonah Hill. He's in Superbad.
This is Wolf of Wall Street.
It is. I'm giving you too many clues here. Fucking hell.
No, do you know what it is? I know what they're in. I just don't know who the people are. It's my fault. I'm just not up to date with the actors. So.
4 for 4. Right, number 5, mate. Number 5 is Charlize Theron. Nicholas Hoult.
Fucking hell, who are these people?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
You've definitely seen this film.
I know who Tom Hardy is. Fucking, I don't know who the fuck the other two actors are. I don't even know what they look like. Tom Hardy. Who the first one? What's the other guy? Charlize
Theron.
What's he like then? What's he?
It's a woman.
Oh, is it a woman? For fuck's sake. That just shows you, doesn't it? Charlie Theron.
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron.
She's been in Snow White and the Huntsman. She's been in Long Shot recently. Tully. Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious? I'm going to have to give up. I ain't got a clue what this one is.
Have a few guesses.
Crane Brothers.
The Crane Brothers?
What's it called? The Cranes?
The Craze.
Craze, sorry.
The Cranes.
Fuck off. Is it the Cray Brothers? I'm pretty sure it's not even called the Cray Brothers, is it? So, bloke... I don't know who the middle bloke was, but Tom Hardy films. Venom?
No, it's not Venom, mate.
Warrior?
No.
Fuck knows.
Give up?
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Mad Max.
That
Fury
girl's
Road.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like that girl.
It's a good film. So you're 4 out of 5, and I'll give you the last one. If you get this, it's a tie. If you don't get this, you lose, mate. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you sure?
Think so.
You think so? Okay. So the first actor is Gary Oldman.
I know Gary Oldman, yep.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Ken Watanabe.
Yeah. Oh, Ken! No, who the fuck is Ken?
Ken Watanabe.
Ken Watanabe?
Liam Neeson.
What's he in?
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman and Liam Neeson.
It's a hard one.
I don't know the last guy, but...
Ken Watanabe, he's in Inception. He's in The Last Samurai. He's in Godzilla.
Oh, yeah, okay, I know yours. Yeah, I know who it is now.
Basically, he's the Asian bloke in Inception.
Yeah. He's basically the Asian guy they choose for every Asian film role.
Yeah.
Okay, I know who that is. Okay, Liam Neeson, him, Gary Oldman. Oh,
it's a tough. So I've purposely not given you some of the main actors because it's a tough one.
Liam Neeson. Taken. It's not Taken. Gary Oldman and Liam Neeson.
I might give you a bonus actor. If you're really struggling, I'll give you a bonus actor.
Liam Neeson, Japanese man, Gary Oldman. I can't think of...
I'll give you one more. Morgan Freeman.
Fucking hell, what film is this? The cast is mental. Have I seen this film?
Definitely.
Have I?
Definitely, 100%. Several times.
Morgan Freeman and Liam Neeson. I can't remember them two even fucking being in the same room together. Liam Neeson. He'd be world tour in it. It's definitely not fucking Schindler's List. Morgan Freeman's the wrong... Oh, the hell. Gary Oldman. It's not a Batman film. Oh, yes, it is. Hold on, it's Batman Begins.
Oh, fuck. You bastard. It is, mate. Well done.
Oh, yeah, he is, because he's the guy in the... Yeah, you're right, he's in the tower.
I was going to give you Christian Bale or Michael Caine, but I thought it would give it away. So I thought, now I'll give him some of the harder ones. 5-5, mate.
That was really good. I didn't even think of bloody, what's his name?
Yeah.
Ra's al Ghul.
Because Liam Neeson's like the
Ra's
real
al
one,
Ghul.
isn't
Yeah, he's like he's the real
Yeah, like
Ra's
a
al Ghul.
decoy.
The other one's like a dummy, sort of.
No, well done,
yeah,
mate.
decoy.
That was good.
That last one, I shouldn't have. Well, the actors. I should know more actors. Put it that way. Actresses.
I really want to find out who that bloody who plays Galadriel in Lord of the Rings.
All right, let me. Shall I look for you? All right, so let me tell you something. Let me show you.
Kate Blanchett. Yeah.
Who's the other one you said? The bald woman.
Tilda Swinton. Nothing alike.
Tilda.
Nothing alike.
They look nothing alike, mate. I don't know where the fuck you got that from. I was thinking to myself, what? Like, that's not the same person.
Oh, well.
One looks like a bald rat, the other one looks like a witch. So, Kate Blanchett, she's really nice as well.
Fucking hell, it's funny. Congrats, mate. We drew, but
think we
both played well, mate. Both played well.
Do you reckon we should bring that one back?
Yeah, I think that's a good game. I like that.
Yeah.
That works quite
Go on,
well,
then,
actually.
We'll give that a second go later on.
Yeah, definitely. So that's it. Thanks for listening to episode 7 of the SNT podcast. We're going to be doing it by long distance from our separate houses like this for the next few weeks, I'm guessing. So hopefully this recording works out all right. But I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next week.